Teresa Riazzi, coach and hypnotherapist for people who are wanting to feel happier, healthier, and free themselves from unwanted thoughts and behaviors that have been controlling their lives. Today's video, we are talking about why it's important and how to shift your mindset and perception. I truly believe in the power of our mind. I truly believe in our own ability to shift our perception and train ourselves to think the way that we want to think. And I'm living proof of that. I used to, clients find it hard to believe that I used to be an incredibly negative person. I used to always think of things to complain about, worry about, worst case scenario type of person. I never saw the good in anything. I was incredibly cynical. I was incredibly depressed and very anxious. So there's steps that I took to get to the place that I'm at right now. And of course, hypnosis has been fundamental in that process, but a lot of it took a conscious effort of me retraining my thoughts. So that's what we're going to talk about. So I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about. So say if you are driving to work in the morning and you're kind of in a negative mindset, maybe you get some red lights on the way to work, and you sit here and go, oh my gosh, I'm getting every red light, and you're just irritated, and then you're going to notice more and more of those red lights. And then maybe you notice the fact that you spill coffee on yourself, and that sets your day in a downward spiral, and you're kind of collecting all of these things that aren't going right in your day, because that's what's emphasized when you're zoned in on what's not going right? If that's where your viewpoint and your perception is. So if you were to start retraining yourself to think differently, that would look like, okay, I'm now focusing in on, look at these green lights that I'm getting, right? It's not that those red lights aren't there, it's just that I'm shifting my perception. And you have to make a conscious effort to retrain your thoughts to look for those things. Another example would be, say you look in the mirror and you go, gosh, maybe you're struggling with some self-esteem issues, and you look in the mirror and you go, gosh, I'm ugly, and you start to pinpoint, look at these wrinkles, or look at my body, and you're pinpointing the things that you don't like about yourself. So a way to retrain that perception, to retrain that mindset, is to begin focusing on what I do like about myself. And that can be tricky at first. Maybe you look in that mirror and you're so used to recognizing all of the things that you don't like, it can be hard to start training yourself to recognize the things that you do like. So start small. That might look like, wow, my eyes look pretty today. I like the color of my toenail polish. It could be really, really small ways. But the goal is that you're gradually making that shift to begin emphasizing the positive, to begin seeing the positive. And this is, again, a conscious effort that you have to consistently do. There's times where I can be incredibly negative still, where I start to snowball things, where maybe one thing happens and then these things, add on to it. And before you know it, I'm in this really negative place. And so in those moments, I have to do exactly what this video is about. I have to take a deep breath and say, okay, wait a minute. Let's shift my perception. This is just my perception of these things, right? And I can choose to feel how I want to feel about it. So in this moment, instead of feeling defeated or hopeless or negative or whatever else it is that I'm feeling, I'm going to choose to focus in on what's going great. I'm going to shift my viewpoint on what's going right in my life as opposed to what's going wrong. And again, that can be tricky. It might feel like everything is caving in, but you know what? I'm going to focus on, even if it's one or two things that I'm grateful for today, one or two things that are going right in my life today. And again, when you do that more consistently, you're going to automatically see what's going right as opposed to what's going wrong. And so it takes time and it takes consistency. So this may be something that you're already doing great. This is a kick in the butt to do it more, to just be more mindful of it. And if you're not, start practicing it. It's not a woo-woo thought. It's not, it's not anything like that. It's based on the way that we're perceiving things. Okay. Let me know if you do this already. Do you work on training your mind, or do you feel like you have no control over that? I know what that's like too. I've been there. I used to feel like I have no control over these thoughts, and I literally had to train myself to control my thoughts. There's several other things that I've done to get to this point. We're going to continue to talk about them, but please leave a comment below. Let me know if this is something that you can relate to, or if this is something that you need to work on a little bit. We'll talk more about it later. Thanks. Have a great day.